Konnichiwa. My name's Tim Walker. I'm with AJA Video Systems, and we're going to talk a little bit today about color workflows with live production and on-set look management. First, we're going to have a little fun. So I want you to take a look at this picture, and as you look around, I want you to ask yourself, are the colors changing a little bit? How about this one? This is actually just a still image, but as you're looking at it, doesn't it look like it's moving a little bit? How about this one? Look at the squares that have the letter A and the letter B in it. Are they the same color? They look different to me, but I can assure you that they both have the code values of RGB 120, 120, 120. So look at the image on the left, and I'll draw two bars down it that have the same code value to prove it to you. All of this to say that color science is really complicated, and it has to do with how the brain interprets colors that our rods and cones in our eyeballs see, and we're just trying to do our best to translate it to the technology that we have. So again, my name's Tim Walker. I'm a senior product manager with AJA. I manage a lot of products for the company: frame synchronizers, color technologies, routers, scaling scan converters, and some open gear products as well. So we're going to talk a little bit now about live productions. And we know that live productions are growing in popularity. There's a lot more, live HDR productions. And so we're going to talk about what a single master HDR workflow is and talk about some different conversion techniques that are available today. So first, the early tests of HDR workflows started with SDR equipment. You've got SDR sources going through an SDR production switcher to SDR destinations. And as you add HDR, you have an HDR source, you'll have to convert that into SDR for your larger viewing audience. And then for your HDR, you'd have to have an HDR production switcher and convert all your SDR sources into HDR so you could have access to your both HDR and SDR deliverables. Well, this is complicated, and it basically doubles the amount of infrastructure that you need, so it's not very economical. So now, the more modern way to do this is using a single master HDR workflow, which converts things that are not HDR into HDR for the production switcher, and then use conversion on the output to convert it into the different deliverables that you have. And everywhere you see a gray box, there's a converter product that helps do these color conversions for you. And that's what we're going to talk about next. So at IBC 2023, AJ introduced the ColorBox, which is an inline HDR and SDR color transform tool. So the ColorBox offers extensive color processing pipeline, which we will talk about in detail, powerful frame capturing and recall capabilities, a built-in test pattern generator. It has licensable processing options. It helps you with look preset management. Presets in general for each one of these pipelines are available to help recall settings that you have set up. It has an onboard library to help manage all the different files that it's capable of utilizing. It also has a beautiful web UI that with a video preview window. And it also has an easy-to-use SDK that is based on OpenAPI. So looking at the hardware for just a minute, it has 12 GSDI ins and outputs, which allows us to support signals up to 4K 60p. If we're working in RGB workflows, we can support 12-bit RGB 444 all the way up to 4K 30p. It also offers an HDMI 2.0 output, which also supports 4K and HDR. It has a USB on-the-go port on the front of it where you can plug in a wireless antenna or Wi-Fi dongle so you can serve up the user interface over a wireless network. And it's also powered via this mini 4-pin XLR, which is great for DIT applications where you need to power it from a battery. We also put a lot of thought and care into the thermal design of the product. So it does have active cooling where we pull air in through the front, cold air through the front, and exhaust the hot air through the back. There's no side-to-side airflow, which could cause a product to overheat. But we also knew this was going to be used on set, so we're not spinning the fan real fast, which means it's also very quiet and not a distraction on set. So it's also extremely compact. You can fit 4 of these in one rack unit, which gives you 4 channels of 4K processing in just one RU. So now this is looking at the user interface, which again is served up over the built-in web server over Ethernet. And it's available from any web browser. And you can see the confidence monitor image in the middle, and then the bottom part is the pipeline, which is a good visual tool to show you exactly how the signal is being processed as it goes through the product. So now let's talk about some of the color processing that's available in the product. The first one is the AJA color pipeline, and it's built around a 3D LUT processor, which supports a 33-point 3D LUT that has tetrahedral interpolation, so it's a high-quality LUT. It's also surrounded by 4 additional 1D LUTs and 2 3x3 matrices, giving you full control over your color pipeline. It supports user LUTs, dynamic LUTs. It even has configurable RGB color correctors and proc amps. We also offer a different way to do HDR conversion, and that's with the ColorFront engine. And so the ColorFront engine has got SDR, HLG, and PQ transforms, and they're designed to meet the needs of broadcast applications. The thing about ColorFront is their color science is designed to maintain perceptual integrity as it goes through a transform. We've expanded what the ColorFront offers through a licensable option. When you license the ColorFront engine, you'll get access to parametric controls in the TV mode, as well as Sony S-Log transforms. And then you also have a new mode, or another mode called Live Mode. And in Live Mode, it offers plenty of HDR conversions, but also introduces many more camera log conversions, such as Sony, Red, and ARRI. And you also get full parametric controls of it with the license. If you're looking to use some other color conversion technology, we also have built into the product the NBC Universal LUTs. These are developed by NBC Universal in collaboration with a company called Chromorama, who designed Orion Convert, which we'll talk about in a minute. But these have built-in SDR, HLG, and PQ transforms. It also offers a proc amp and color corrector in this pipeline as well. So that brings us to Orion Convert, and this is also a licensable option available only in AJA's ColorBox. This tool was used to create the NBCU LUTs, and so we have presets that allow you to load those settings into this pipeline to benefit from using the floating point math. So we've gotten away from using a 3D LUT processor here, and we do the conversion in floating point math, which, what does that mean? It means you get 0 interpolation errors as you're doing the transform. It also has a new feature called gamma compensation, which allows this tool to help bridge the gap between 2 different color science philosophies of the NBC and BBC LUTs. So that brings us to another licensable option for the BBC HLG LUTs, which also support SDR, HLG, and PQ. The BBC and NHK worked together to develop HLG, and these are the resulting LUTs that came from that. And so these have been widely used throughout the world and are an accepted way of doing HDR conversions. So we do all of that processing, and usually the next question is, well, how long does it take? How much delay is this product going to bring into the signal path? And the answer to that is it's less than half of a video line. So it's really real time, low latency. We're not introducing any lip sync with audio. And being that we're only less than half of a video line, we're outputting the signal in time to be to align with the production switcher's input buffers, which are generally about plus or minus half a line. So it's ultra low latency. So some people would prefer to use a hardware-based control panel rather than the web UI itself for the color correction. And so we have integrations that have been done with both ScarHoy and CyanView control panels, so they can control the ColorBox parameters natively. Not only do they control the ColorBox, but another product that AJA offers that assists in HDR conversion workflows is the FS-HDR, which is also controlled by both of these. So if you're not familiar with FS-HDR, it's a 1-rack unit frame synchronizer that has up-down cross-conversion capabilities in it and so much more. But it is a 1-channel 4K device, or it can be reconfigured to be a 4-channel HD up-down cross-converter and also HDR converter. It also does a whole bunch of audio processing too. So as far as the HDR transforms are concerned, this is built around the color front engine, which is one of the first things we deployed in it. So it has the same color science as the ColorBox. It also offers BBC HLG LUTs, NBC Universal LUTs, as well as user LUTs, so you can load in your own LUTs. So this is just a couple of pictures I took when we deployed a whole bunch of FS-HDRs used for a very large sporting event in the US. So that's it on the live production part of it. So let's talk a little bit about on-set workflows and color management. So the goals for on-set color management are really to capture video correctly. You want to assist with look management, and you want to distribute video to others, all while maintaining the creative intent from on-set to post. And most of all, you want to be efficient with your time. But that comes with some challenges, and those challenges are having to deal with multiple different color sciences from different camera manufacturers. You've got Sony S-Log, Panasonic V-Log, Canon Log, you got RE, RED. So there's lots of different color sciences. You also need to consider the deliverables that you're offering. Everything from the dynamic range and color gamut of SDR, HLG, and PQ, and even resolution. So whether it's 1080p, 2K, 4K, even up to 8K. And then you have to think about your audience. Is it a television audience, digital cinema, maybe it's mobile? You also have to generate and modify a look to make sure it looks like what the creatives would like. And you need to communicate those color decisions to other people, all the while maintaining high fidelity in your image processing. And then, of course, there's always the challenge of time. So you have to think about conversion and how you're going to convert colors from one color science to another. And you can do that with different tools like 3D LUTs. We've spoken a little bit about those. And you want to have tetrahedral interpolation, which gives you a good conversion quality. And the LUT itself can include some of your creative decisions. You also might want to have some 1D LUTs and high quality 12-bit 1D LUTs. And these can be used as shaper LUTs to get better use of the code values in the 3D LUT. And then there's 3x3 matrices, which is a mathematical formula that's sometimes used to adjust white balance and camera correction. But it's really the combination of all of these which helps to yield a high quality and most precise conversion. So next, we want to talk about what is a look in the color workflow, and how do I modify it? So a look is really a creative LUT that's designed to match story to technology. You can create your own, you can buy some, or you can even get some free from the internet. Once you have your LUT, you might need to modify it on set or modify the look if you're trying to change some minor things based on the actual set that you have. And you do that with the color decision list, a CDL. And those adjustments can be made in third-party or other products like LiveGrade or Assimilate or even QTake. And these are used for creating or communicating the creative intent from onset into dailies and post-production. So I ask you the question, what if you had a tool that could help you set up faster, convert dynamic range and gamut with high precision, support look management, even calibrate displays, all while producing high quality images, easily shared decisions, and reduce errors during production? So I'll reintroduce you to ColorBox. So again, this is a tool that will help you in on-set look management as well. So the AJA color processing pipeline is the one that's going to be most utilized on set. It offers full 12-bit RGB processing going through the pipeline. It has the 3D LUT and the additional 4 1D LUTs and 3x3 matrices. Supports user LUTs, has dynamic LUT control from third parties. And so this is the tool of choice for on-set workflows. It also has a built-in frame store. This allows you to capture and recall up to 4K resolution 16-bit TIFF files. It has an onboard library to help you manage those, but it allows you to import and export your captured images. So it also has in the frame store a test pattern generator. The test pattern generator, it has 14 test patterns that are built into it, and we can even output 4K resolution test patterns, but the test pattern generator is configurable for a wide range of video formats and frame rates. It also has a new tool, which is this overlay tool. It can do a number of things, including allow you to put on your own user overlays through PNG files. So you can put on frame lines, for example. You could put on logos. We even allow you to put on your own custom user text onto the image. So we're really proud of the partners that we've worked with that use the SDK that's available to control the product. So we have integrations with Palmfort, Assimilate, Scarhoy, CyanView, QTake, Light Illusion, and Calman for monitor calibration applications. And with that, I'd like to say arigato. Thank you for your time.